Hey everybody, Mike Manaban here. Today is March 1st, 2021. Appreciate you spending some time to take a look at this video we've got here of our good friend Cory Kinsinger of Operation 36, also a Stack and Tilt Network instructor, all around good guy. So last week I was up over in North Carolina at Campbell University's Keith Hills Golf Course and was able to get inside their hitting bay there where we could set up gears. And we had Cory hitting a few shots. We noticed that the contact for the first few shots was a little bit high in the face. The second shot was a little bit high in the face as well. The third shot was a little bit high in the face. So we started talking about, well, what's going on here and why could it be that? Because Cory's a good ball striker and something's going on. So we noticed just by putting this screen up and putting the club head path around, I thought that, this downstroke arc of the club head is just a little bit severe on a downward angle of attack. It's just a little bit too steep. So when we trace the arc here, now we didn't have them suited up, but when we trace the arc, I said, you know what, that butt end of the club is pretty close to the ball. How is that butt end going to rise now in this short amount of time? So quickly in such a short space, it's so narrow coming down this arc, and then it's got to extend super wide. So by the time it was in the fall through, that shaft doesn't get parallel till much later. So I thought about it and said, hey, why don't we just hit a couple more and suit you up? So take a look at the location of this one. This was a little better, so when we started talking about it, you kind of got the idea of what we were talking about. And we concluded that if he just didn't slide so much, that would keep the butt end of the club a little further back. And I said, hey, let's just suit you up. Let's take a look at your swing first. So again, this wasn't a great hit. A little in the heel, a little high still. We want to see that contact point lower in the center. So this was one of his swings where you can see his hips are much further forward than the arms. The arms have to get transported across his chest. They got further to go. And by the time we get this to P9, the rehinging of the radial deviation of the lead wrist is not quite to 135. It's not 121 there. A little bit too far out. So then we add him of swing 7. There's swing 8. So by the time right arm's parallel, again 121. And swing 9 as it comes through is a little bit better. But we'll go back to swing 7 as first. We can compare that to swing 10, where we asked him to do the bowler drill. Take those off for a second. So the bowler drill, we pulled his right foot back a little bit and told him to keep his right shoulder rotating around him in order to get rid of that excessive side bend. And if we put the body lines up here, right, as he comes through the shot, he had a lot of side bend tilting back, extending really backwards at 114 with that spine number. The chest was 8 degrees up in the air by the time the right arm was parallel, and he didn't have the shoulder turn to 90 degrees. He only has that at 78.7 from the face on camera. So by pulling the right foot back, he was able to have more of a bowler drill, the right arm coming across, a little bit more rotation on the right shoulder. You can see now he's got 85. Let's do this accurately. So the arms are perfectly laid over. The head is more forward. The right shoulder is more forward than his counterpart. The extension is a lot less now. He's not tilting back so much. The right knee is much further back than it was prior. There's a little bit more rehinging coming through the shot. The arc isn't so wide on the follow through. Notice when they're parallel, the arc is lower, which allows the rehinging to take place faster by the time you get to the right arm parallel here. The clubs are rehinged faster. And you'll notice now from the down the line view, we take out the path there, move these side by side. The side bend numbers as it comes through the shot aren't as excessive. So he's maintained his inclination to the ground better, 54 versus 51.8. And if we put the wall back up, the vertical plane, he hasn't busted through the wall as badly. You'll see another indicator that is that the center of the pelvis now is further away from this wall here. And the trace of that center of pelvis, you notice now, has a degree of outwardness versus this one down here, which it continues to go linear. We'll bring this back to the beginning. The gold one goes linear longer and then extends out, and this one stays linear and then starts extending out, which is preferred here. So again, as it comes through the shot in blue, it's got a little bit more rotation in the thorax, a little less extension in the spine, not tilting back so much because the shaft now is in a better position. Knees are more closed. That's really the big deal here. His knees are 13 degrees open, whereas they used to be 55 degrees, 54.9 degrees open. So that's a significant amount. So nice work, Cory. It was a lot of fun coming down there. Thanks for having me there and working with your clients there. Great job here. Keep working on this bowler drill, and we'll see you soon. Also, yeah, here's the contact point on the face, much lower, much more in the center. The low point of the arc is better as well. So all in all, nice job. Thanks, everybody.